Okay, hello everyone. We're on our next episode of the Push to Dream show, and we have a very, very special guest. Look at her. She just look at that beautiful smile. Her name is Penny K. Johnson, and we are going to hear all about her story, and we're going to hear some things that she's done in life and has going on. And we want you guys, this show is to inspire each and every one of you. So, right now, we're going to go ahead and do an introduction to her. And we're going to allow her to just begin to tell us all about her story. We're going to ask her some questions as we always do our guests. And we're going to just get inspired and get motivated and get the moving on some things that we need to be doing. Okay. All righty. Here we go. Well, all right. Well, you must tell us about some of those events that's coming up too.
I just want to first thank you so much for allowing me to be on your show.
Wow.
And just so I could talk about some of the upcoming things that we're having.
Yeah, you're welcome, and we want to support and be a part of it. So before we get off, we're going to make sure that you give us the links and everything. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we want to talk. First of all, we want to ask the question of you: what inspired your vision? What inspired you to do what you're doing now?
Well,
yeah.
Right now I am a real estate agent with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Metro Brokers. And what inspired me was I worked full time for a law firm as a paralegal. And what inspired me that I would see our people injured, can't pay their rent, and then they'll get forced out of their home. And they would then get lump sums of money, but they would not take that money and invest in something that's theirs. And during this time, 20 years ago, you could buy a house for $80,000. You could buy a house for $75,000, and you would own that home.
Yeah.
But they didn't take that money and do that. They would take that money and pay up their rent or go rent something else. And when they could buy a house cash money, but they didn't know that they could do that. They thought they had to have good credit. They thought that they had to work for 2 years. You do if you want a traditional mortgage,
Right.
But if you just want to purchase a home with cash, with money that you were awarded because you was injured, you can do that. But they didn't know that. So I started researching things for a client, and then I got inspired. I said, you know what? I need to educate our people about home buying and home ownership, and not just renting and throwing their money away.
Exactly.
So that was the first thing I thought about. That's how I was inspired to do real estate.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah. And it's so important because financial literacy is very, very, kind of like non-existence in that.
Exactly.
Yeah. And yeah.
That's so true. They taught us reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah.
They did not teach us how to manage our finances in high school. K through 12, there's not a subject. Even when you have business or you home economics, or there was a program that I was in, I think it's FBLA or something like that. They did not teach you how to manage your funds. They didn't teach you anything about credit. They didn't teach you anything about filing your taxes. So when you are given a lot of money and a lot of things all at one time, you don't know what to do. The first thing we want to do is splurge. But we should invest. We should invest in our future and invest in our children and invest in generational wealth.
Yes, it's definitely. But do you find it hard to just, some people listening to you when you going to talk?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
They don't listen. It sounds good, but no one wants to sacrifice. Everyone wants the gratification of right now. And I would tell them, if you save now, you don't have to work so hard later. If you buy this house now and fix up one room at a time, it is yours. No one can come and put you out.
Yeah, exactly.
It is all yours. But we want gratification. We want right now gratification. So
Yes, we do.
that's the barrier that I have to get over. And sometimes I just get so upset when they wouldn't listen to me. But I had to learn it was not me that they're rejecting.
It was the
It's
concept.
just it's just the concept. That was hard for me because I'm like, I'm speaking English,
Yeah,
but it's the concept.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So how have you seen an improvement on? Have you come up with some strategies and some programs or what to kind of help in your area of expertise?
Yes. So what I've been doing,
Uh
and
huh.
I formed a company last year.
Uh
It's
huh.
called PK Solutions.
Okay.
And what I do, I sit down and I have one-on-one consultations with people about real estate and what they want to do. If they want to own homes, they would want to become an investor. I just have a one-on-one. It's easier talking to someone one-on-one and then showing them step by step how to do it, opposed to trying to browbeat them into doing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So you have, and it takes stages. Like one client I'm working with, we've been working together for 6 months. So
Uh-huh.
it's not an overnight thing. Now she's ready to purchase a home.
Right. It's not.
So my goal with PK Solutions, we do other things besides real estate
Mhm.
consulting. We also provide help with legal documents, simple legal documents.
Yeah.
So we provide help with them. Sometimes they need little small things
Mhm.
done. So we help them with that as well. We help them. We don't repair credit.
Mhm.
What we do is we teach them how to manage and we give them a budget
Mhm.
to follow to help them through.
Yes.
So we are a one-stop shop. We
Already.
also can sell you your home and also refer you to a lender
Right. And
to
that's good.
purchase.
Yeah, because you got that relationship with them, and then that's good. Yeah,
That is
that's good to have to kind of refer them along the way. So where they
exactly. And then I'm hands-on, so I see the process from start to finish. And
yeah,
so sometimes it may take them a year, 6 months, but it doesn't matter. I still work with them because at the end of the day, they own a home. And it's not about whether or not I get an immediate paycheck. It's about helping my sister and my brother
right. Yeah,
finally, own some property,
yeah,
something they can pass down to their children.
yes, exactly. Yeah, and then I don't know the numbers, but maybe
Mhm.
I'm sure you do. But a lot of our wealth has been, kind of like diverted a little bit because we don't our parents, some of our parents, where they've set that foundation for some of us.
Exactly.
We end up what's the housing market in 2008 changed the game for a lot of
It did. It
yeah.
did. It changed a lot of rules and regulations, and
Oh wow.
it also people think it made the loan process harder, but
Mm-hmm.
and it made the restrictions tighter. But I still see a lot of things slipping through the cracks.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it did not do that. But right now the market is. I've never seen a market like this.
Mm.
The housing industry, the houses are out of control. They are the most expensive I've seen in the last 10 years.
It's seller's market right now,
It's a
right?
seller's market. I put a house on the market for $225,000 and I had an offer to $75,000 over the asking price.
Mm.
That is unheard of
Wow.
in the middle of a pandemic.
Mm. So it's investors are really buying
So
the house.
investors are really eating up all the property, and our single families are having such a hard time. And with the rent um, moratorium being canceled, we have a lot of people that are being displaced right now. So the market is really an investor's market and a seller's market.
Mm. Mm.
Cash is winning out of a mortgage.
Wow.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot too about, just listening at other people that I
Mhm.
converse with and they said that it's just like you said, investors. And I listen
Mhm.
to a few on Clubhouse. I'm kind of like
Mhm.
in the real estate groups and on there as well.
Mhm.
And I listen at what they talk about. Like they said, the
Mhm.
housing market it's a seller's market right now, and they
Yes.
said and they're really, really buying up the real estate.
If they're buying it up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So even though we're in this different era now and different things, so what else are you doing, like in your world to kind of like come up, because I'm sure you coming up with something to kind of like educate and come up.
Yes.
I know you are.
Well, back in March, we had a seminar called Vision Possible 2021, and there are a lot of programs out there for first-time home buyers. We have a We Dekalb program that gives $7,500 toward down payment, and we have Georgia Dream. They give up to $10,000 down payment. There are other programs out there, and what I was doing was educating our people on what's available to them. Because sometimes it's hard to come up with that amount of money. Also, earlier this year, my husband, Pastor Will Johnson, who's the pastor and founder of Move Forward, is Men of Vision Excel Forward. He has a men's movement, and so we were looking into doing something with our men, because I was telling him that when I would go to the closing table, I would see a lot of women buying homes, a lot of women buying, a lot of women just in place. And sometimes when you go to church, you see a lot of women leading, a lot of women in the role. And so I was like, but that's not the order of God.
Right. Yeah.
That's not really the order of God. And I said, so he has such a heart for men because of his background and what he's gone through. And don't get me wrong, God has given me a women's movement.
Yeah.
But before I can start the women's movement, he told me to push the agenda that he had given my husband. So his agenda is Move Forward. So can I just talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So Move Forward, they have a men's breakfast one Saturday a month, and it's called Brothers Keepers. And what the men get together and they talk about issues of life, things that are going on that they can't talk to their wives about, they can't talk to their best friend about. It's just issues that women, we don't know about. Like, we're women, so we don't understand men issues. So they get together and they have a camaraderie. And I'm telling you something, God laid this on my heart. He said, when we build our men, not only will we build our homes, but we will build our communities. Communities would be safer. Communities would thrive because the man is back in place. And so the man is really the foundation of the family. I was raised by a single mother, and I'm going to tell you, she did a phenomenal job with 4 daughters. She did an awesome job. She did what she could. And I didn't know that I was missing out on a father because I had no lack in my life.
Right. Wow.
But a father really teaches a young lady love, like what to look for in a man and how a man is supposed to treat you and what real love and what true love is and so I didn't have that. And not only that, my mother worked really hard. I saw her work really hard to take care of us and taking care of us. She, like I said, she did an awesome job. But I believe that if she had help, and she had just been in her place as a helpmate, and he as a leader, she wouldn't have died a premature death.
Yes.
So I think it's so important. Not only that, we have a lot of our Black men incarcerated, on the street, homeless. And Move Forward is building an 8,000 square foot home so that we can start placing these men. It's a 6 to 12 month program, so we can start placing these men in this program when they graduate, so they can go back home and be with their wives, be fathers to their children, and just be men in general. So I'm so excited about it. I mean, we are just so excited about it.
That is.
And I'm just ready to put it. It warms my heart to see my husband being a father to his daughter.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have that, but it's a joy to see it.
Yes.
It's a joy to see it. So,
and that's like you said, that's the correct order. That's the order.
Yes, that's order. And I know people are like, oh, it's the women live and independent woman and all of that. And I do get it. I understand. But guess what? That's not the order of God.
Yes. Yes.
And we want to be in a godly order.
Yeah. Because everything else will fall in line.
Everything else will fall in line. And women think submissive means dictatorship. Submissive doesn't mean that he's a dictatorship. It's a dictatorship, or that he's a lord over you. It means that you will follow him as he followed God.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
what it means. And sometimes people get that oh no, I'm independent. I make my own money. I have my own check. I understand that, but it's not about being independent. It's not about being a decision maker.
And it's about being as one unit, not
as one unit. Yes.
Boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yes, exactly.
Don't leave that part out.
That's right.
When women get a little independent is because they're the men is not ready. The men
He's
are
not
not
in order.
yeah, and they're not committed. So you
That's
they
that's,
gotta
that's
yeah.
true.
So they have to. And I'm good that it's like it's a good thing that your husband has this ministry going because I'm
Yes.
sure he can teach that. Yeah,
Oh yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yes.
He'll be able to teach them that. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's awesome. So let us know about an upcoming event too. While you're speaking on that, let us know.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have an event. It's called Move Forward Presents Men's Transitional Housing and Fundraiser.
Okay.
And this is a move, people. You have got to get a ticket. The ticket are $50. You could go to Eventbrite and just type in Move Forward Presents Men's Transitional Housing Fundraiser.
Okay.
It's going to be here in Atlanta at True Vision GCM, 1242 Columbia Drive, Decatur, Georgia, 332. If you have any questions about this event, you can call us at 404-993-4194. And again, this is a movement. I mean, we have some great speakers. We are sponsored by some of the most awesome sponsors. We have Camp Hero, we have Kids and Pros, and we have Black Wall Street, Black Push. We have Tabernacle International Church, and we have Tommy Ingram from Waynesboro, Georgia, and we have the speakers and the panelists for this. You don't want to miss this. We have Apostle Fritz from Tabernacle International. We have gospel great Eddie James. He took time out of his big tour. He's always in Africa during his time or on a major tour. But he was like, you know what? This is a word that costs. I must attend this.
Good.
I must help you all get the word out.
Good.
We have Falcon, a former Atlanta Falcon, Buddy Curry.
Mm-hmm.
He's a guest on the panelist, and we have one NFL player from the cornerbacks from the Miami Dolphins. He played for the Houston Texans and the Cincinnati Bengals. His name is Jason Allen. He's also a real estate entrepreneur, so he'll be here as well speaking. And then we have Apostle Lee Robbins. He will be there speaking. Of course, we have the founder, Pastor Will Johnson. He will be there. He will be one of the speakers. So we're just so excited about this move of God. It's not about us. It's about what God is doing in this season.
Yes. And he's doing great things.
Yes, he is. Yes,
put
he
the
is.
resources out there. So we'll be, we just have to get in and take action and get them. Go grab
Yes,
them.
yes, that's true. That's true.
Yes,
That's true.
ma'am. Okay. Now, if there's anything else you want to highlight, let me know because I'm open to it. Before
Well,
I
we
ask
just
more questions.
well, we also just started a ministry. It's called New Beginnings Global Ministries.
Yes.
And we just started that in May of this year. God laid on our hearts to start a ministry. And I must say that God is doing a great work there. He is flourishing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want, we haven't started broadcasting yet on Facebook Live. I mean, we did a couple times, but we're working out that process. But it's New Beginning Global Ministries. We're at 1781 Columbia Drive in Decatur, Georgia. So the service is from 11 to 1:30 on Sundays.
Okay.
And Wednesday nights from 6:30 to about 8.
Okay. All righty. Okay. What can you, and like I said, and I know because of all what you're doing for God and doing things like that, what are some of the things, what are some of the obstacles in the journey along the way that you've encountered while you're approaching these great things that God has laid on your heart?
Well, sometimes it is so hard for us sometimes to get other people to see our vision.
Yeah.
It's so hard. But once I tell them my story of how I grew up without a father, and sometimes people can relate to that. And sometimes we have mothers that can relate, oh, I'm a single mother. I understand my husband, my boyfriend, my child's father is not in the home, and I'm just having such. So sometimes getting people to understand why you're pushing that agenda as a woman, a Black woman. Why are you pushing that agenda? Why are you helping with that? Why are you so behind that? And that is one of the big obstacles that I have. But I explain it the way I'm explaining it now because it's necessary.
Yes.
It's necessary. And I tell them this, I said, if you were in a home and your burglar was coming in, wouldn't you rather that you had a strong man inside the house to bind the strong man that's trying to come in the house?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
And so they say, yeah. I said, wouldn't you like someone to help you teach your sons how to mow the grass, teach your sons how to change the oil, teach your sons how to be men? Because a woman, we don't know what it's like to be a man.
Exactly. Because he didn't make us that way.
Because he didn't make us that way. So it's just some things that we don't know because we didn't have it, or but it's still order.
Yes. Yeah.
So that's the hardest thing, explaining to others why you're so you're pushing the agenda.
I'm so passionate about it. No, I think that you have to just do what you're called to do, and God will do the rest. Yeah.
He will provide.
He will provide. He really will. And yeah. So that's definitely. So, and you said during the pandemic, you said you had things it didn't phase you. You had a good year.
I had a good year. Matter of fact, I won the bronze award. And I must tell you, I give God all the glory because I am a part-time real estate agent.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm a part-time. I'm a full-time mother, a full-time wife, a full-time paralegal. But I am a part-time real estate agent.
And that's awesome.
But God he just was so good. It was him, because we're in the middle of a pandemic. People are losing their jobs. People losing finances. And I won the bronze.
Wow.
The bronze place for the highest selling real estate at my company. And that's unheard of in the middle of a pandemic.
Yes, it's a lot of things are going on.
Yeah. And I must say he was really good. And to get that, you have to sell I think over 5 million in property. And God was so good. I didn't even realize that I had done that.
Right. Well,
I didn't even realize it. No, I didn't.
You were just, I'm sure you were just focused. That's why.
I was just focused. Yeah. I was like, okay, all right. So I was just focused because the market was so good. I was just like, okay, I'm just going to stay focused. I'm just going to get it done. I had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there something else that you want to mention to? Is that all that you wanted to say about, the ministry of what's going on before that? Was that it?
Well, that was it. So far, that's it. We have some other things coming up. Some other things coming up. Okay. Yeah.
About some things. But but you see how, just listening even at your story, Penny, I get that you persevere, and you just kept moving, and you just knew what direction you wanted to go, and you was listening to God, and you heard everything he said, and you took action on what he told you to do. So
that's right.
And that's just the way some of us, I mean, all of us need to move that way, but
that's true.
Yeah. So I appreciate that. Now, what will you tell your 20-year-old self?
Oh my God. Can I go back? Can I go back to not 20, but 16-year-old self?
Hey, what will you tell yourself?
I would tell my 16-year-old self.
What would you tell that girl?
I would tell her, stay focused on your schooling. Don't look at those nappy head little boys. Stay focused on your schooling. Write down your goals. Give yourself deadlines to meet those goals, and persevere and go after them with everything in you. That's what I would tell my 16-year-old self.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's where it pretty much starts.
In your teens,
In your teens.
Yes, because I think during that time, around about 16, we get a little more freedom to be in out.
You can drive. You can get a job. You can go out. So I would tell my 16-year-old self, I mean, that's you have your whole life ahead of you. Slow down.
Yeah. And we got we get exposed to things, and we I got it. And also, you're going to come back and talk about some other things that you have going on with your new book.
Oh, yes. Well, I have a book coming out. It is called A Secret Refuse to Stay Buried.
Wow. A secret.
Yeah, a secret refused to stay buried. So, one of the things that I learned is you can put cement on it. You can dig a hole 6 feet,
Mm-hmm.
put the secret there. You can put cement on it. You can pack it with dirt. You can put bricks on top. You can put titanium on top of that. But guess what?
It's still
It still will come to the surface because a secret refused to stay buried.
wow. So everybody, we gonna wait on that one.
Oh yes, it's coming soon.
We gonna wait on that one.
It's coming soon. It's coming very soon. So I don't know if it's gonna be fictional or non-fiction.
Okay.
Let's see.
Hey, and look, after that, let's see about coming out with the movie.
You know what? I've already that's it. Let me tell you, that has already been in the and I've been asked about that before.
Oh, really?
I have been asked about. I've been approached to say, "Hey, your story." The people that know my story say, "Your story is. You just need to get to Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
Like he needs to hear your story."
Yeah.
And
You need to
I was like, "Well, I'm gonna mail him a copy of my book."
yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Him and a few other people too as
Him
well.
and a few other people, yes.
You heard it from here.
Yes.
Show. Yeah. And you are definitely an example of pushing your dreams. So
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes we go through things in life, but we don't understand why at the moment. But it just it shaped us of who we are now. So
That's true. And you know what? Had I not gone through some of those things, I wouldn't be where I am now.
yeah, yeah.
Some things push you to your destiny, to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is another secret I haven't told anyone yet. My husband knows, but it was always a dream of mine to go to law school. It's always been a dream of mine to go to law school.
Oh, okay.
So I'm officially retiring from my full-time job. August the 31st is my last day out after 24 years. I'll be retiring at very tender young age.
Yeah.
So one of my things that I really want to do is because you know what? I realized that our community, we lack good legal representation.
Wow. Yeah.
It's very, very rare that we have that. So one of my goals, I've always wanted to be a lawyer, always wanted to go to law school, I worked for a law firm, I'm paralegal for 24 years. And you know what? When I retire, I say, that's what I'm going to pursue. Oh, wow. I'm going to push my dream.
Yeah. Well, hey, all right. Well, you push your dream and do everything you can to achieve it. And I know you're going to do it.
Oh, yes. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try. I'm not going to give up. When I hear someone tell me, no, or you can't do that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Just watch me, right?
Just watch. Just watch. See, I serve a good God.
Yeah. Don't believe me, just watch.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Yeah. Well, I tell you. Well, I know you have many things to do today, and we appreciate you for coming and talking.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
I'm serious, and thank you for coming. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the connection that we had even doing the Push to Dream show today. Yes, I appreciate you. So, Penny, just tell us let us know your last words and let us know what you want to leave us here with.
Okay. I want to leave you with this. Don't let fear stop you. Wow. I know people say fear is false evidence appearing real, but it's also your feelings, your emotions, apathy, and just your resistance to move forward. Yeah. You have to get past yourself sometimes. You have to get past your feelings.
That's right.
You have to get past your being emotional. Atrophy, when you don't use something, atrophy sets in. You got to start flexing that faith muscle.
Yeah.
And you have to stop rejecting, retracting, going back. You got to just keep moving forward. That's what I would leave with you. Keep moving forward. And if this does not work out, try that.
Yeah.
Steve Harvey says this best. There is no plan B.
Yep.
There is no plan B.
It's not. Well, I thank you, and I think that's a beautiful way to end the show already. And guys, see you the next time, and make sure that you thank Miss Penny Johnson for coming on today. Okay. See y'all
Thank
next
you.
time. You're welcome.